You couldn't pay me to be a Cancer. That's the hook. That's the rage baiting. That's just to get you in here. This doesn't mean, and I didn't say, so don't think that you heard me say something that I didn't actually say, that I don't like Cancer. My sister is a Cancer. She's one of my favorite human beings on the planet. And in truth, Cancer is not really an unlikable sign, at least not for me. That being said, I don't want to be one. So although my hook was just that, it was not untrue. And if you are like me, if you have placements like I do, and this might include not having any Cancer placements with the exception of your North Node being in Cancer, which I have, making your South Node in Capricorn, which you can't have one without the other. This means that you are very comfortable in your Capricorn energy, and you're having to work really hard to get towards being comfortable in Cancer energy. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Also, if you have lots of other placements in either Capricorn or I would say Aquarius, the Saturn ruled signs, Cancer's not going to feel super comfortable. You're either opposing it or you're in conjunct or quincunx that particular energy. Or perhaps you just have a lot of air in your chart and you're not feeling your emotions in your body, in your heart, in your soul, but you're feeling them through the intellect, through overthinking, etc. Let's get into it. I have placements like that, so Cancer is not one that I'm super keen to trade places with if I am given the chance or opportunity. So, Cancer. It's cardinal, which means it initiates. It's a water sign, which means it's very emotional, intuitive. It is a feminine sign, meaning that it is receptive. It is a sign ruled by the moon, which means that it is, although cardinal, also kind of changeable as well. The moon moves fast. It goes through cycles. It goes through periods of time very quickly where it's making conversations with the other planets in the sky. It rules the tides. It rules women and our cycles. And so, and this is especially applicable if you're a Cancer rising, more so than your moon or your sun, but we're not going to count those guys out. You are constantly shifting, changing, feeling things. Today you're okay. 3 hours from now, maybe not. You're crying when you're watching Disney movies, but tomorrow you've got nothing. You're crying when you're angry. You're crying because you're trying to protect your family, but you don't really know what to do. You're screaming. You're being defensive. There's such a change at all times with Cancer energy based off sometimes absolutely fucking no logic at all. And I know I'm talking about Cancer energy. So if you are a Cancer or you know Cancers that are in their head all the time or very analytical, keep in mind that Mercury is never that far from the sun. And so the likelihood that this Cancer that you might be thinking of might have their Mercury, their processing, their learning, their communication styles, it's very, very likely that it's going to be in Gemini. So just throwing that out there. Not all Cancers are completely run by the emotion. Sometimes there are going to be some that are analytical, but that's Gemini energy, which this video is not about. Everyone always wants to come in the comments saying, well, I have da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like, of course, it's your Mercury, I'm sure. Or some other placement. There's always going to be exceptions, but in these videos, we're talking about just that energy. Okay. So for me, I don't do well expressing emotion. I have a Capricorn moon, and my South Node is in Capricorn in the 4th house. So when I when I see or deal with Cancer energy, and you can ask my sister, maybe she'll comment here, identify yourself. I don't know what to do with that. And that's why I don't want to be a Cancer. I don't know how. I never learned how to express my emotions from a parental figure and have them validated as a child. So when someone, and again, I'm getting better, my progressed sun is actually in Cancer, and I just recently had a progressed moon cycle in Cancer. So I'm getting better, but I'm just not there yet. What do you mean? You're going to express your emotions and people are going to listen to them and validate them. Like, what is that? What does that look like? That's I don't trust it. I don't trust it. It's hard. And maybe that sucks for me. Maybe that sucks for me. And that's fine. Again, I'm working on it. But Cancers, I mean, they have that uncanny ability to innately feel something in their body and know that it needs to be moved. Know that it needs to be expressed, validated, addressed, resolved. I feel this way. You did this to me. Let's talk about it so that it doesn't happen again. Very Cancer energy. Again, it's cardinal. Everyone always thinks Cancer energy is the crybaby of the zodiac. Not necessarily. Sure, that exists. My sister as a child was a crybaby. But as an adult, she's gotten a hold of her emotions and learned how to use them in her favor. And you can, in fact, rule by emotion. This idea that women can't rule, women can't be leaders because they're ruled by emotion. Maybe if we did allow heart in leadership, emotion in leadership, we wouldn't have things like we have today. Things like what's happening in Gaza. Things like what's happening with immigration in our own country. Just to list a few. However, the lower vibration of Cancer energy can sometimes manifest, especially I see this more often in the men than in the women, as their ability to emotionally manipulate people is unmatched. People think it's Scorpio, and we won't take that away from them completely. But Cancers have it down to like an art, a science. With Scorpio, they're not necessarily the victim. Cancer's got the victimhood down to a science. Pisces to a degree also, but Pisces genuinely does believe that they're the victim, whereas Cancer at least can pull themselves out and go like, I'm not actually the victim, but I'm going to play the victim to get what I want. I need my emotional needs met. I need it met now. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to get them met. And this is an offshoot of just us living in a society where patriarchy reigns supreme. So I almost can't really blame the Cancers for being able to tap into that to ensure that their emotional needs are being met. But this is all to say that I really struggle with emotions. I really struggle with allowing my actions to be dictated by feelings. This is not me saying it's a bad thing. It's just, again, this is a video of me, an astrologer, who's very familiar with the knowledge of what these energies are archetypally, and having lived 43 or 44, years of life, and having experienced this energy firsthand, it terrifies me. Cancer energy, to be a Cancer, for me, is scary. I said it. I admitted it. I said it. However, there's a beautiful place for you guys. It's y'all bring heart to the world where it needs it most. We need Cancer energy now more than ever. So, welcome. Happy birthday. It's your season. And I hope it's a good season, albeit a crazy one.